This past summer, ESPN did a three-part series called Celtics versus Lakers, The Best of Enemies. This incredible documentary focused in on the great Celtics-Lakers teams of the 1980s. We're talking Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Kevin McHale. One of the players on those great Celtics team was a guy named Cornbread Maxwell. Now, you may remember Cornbread Maxwell because he was a member of the 1977 Final Four team from the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. He was rewarded with that fantastic career at Charlotte by being drafted by the Boston Celtics. The problem is that in the late 1970s, the Boston Celtics were pretty terrible. In fact, his rookie season, they were getting hammered night after night after night. One night, after a particularly discouraging defeat, one of the veterans on the team, a guy named Curtis Rowe, pulled Cornbread Maxwell aside to try to lift his spirits a little bit. He said, "Rookie, there are no W's and there are no L's on your paycheck. You get paid the same, win or lose, so play the game and cash your checks." Essentially, what Curtis Rowe was telling him is that, hey, you've made the NBA. You're being paid to play basketball, and that should be enough. Well, that turned out to be Curtis Rowe's last year in the NBA. 3 years later, Cornbread Maxwell has been joined by other guys that are just as committed to winning as he is, including a skinny kid out of Indiana State University by the name of Larry Bird. 3 years later, Cornbread Maxwell is not only a member of a world championship team, but he was the MVP in the finals that year. Then 2 years later, there was that first classic clash between the Lakers and the Celtics. It went all the way to Game 7. In Game 7, before they left the locker room, Maxwell told the team, "I'm putting you on my back. We're going to win this thing." And he did, and the Celtics celebrated a dramatic 7-game championship. Now, Cornbread Maxwell's story challenges me as it relates to our faith. Daring faith presents us with this reality. I can either choose to be casual about my faith, or I can be deeply, deeply committed. So, here's the question. Am I going to be committed in my spiritual growth, or just casual? Am I going to be committed in my financial generosity in support of Christ's work, or just casual? Am I going to be committed in my service to God, or just casual? In Hebrews chapter 12, the author gives us this incredible challenge. He says, let's fix our eyes upon Jesus and run with perseverance the race that is marked out for us. Are you willing to do that? Go ahead. I dare you.